Hello, everyone. My name is Alexey Presnov, and I'm with the Analytic Energy Agency. And I welcome you on our YouTube channel, where we are trying first time to make something in English. Why we do that? Because we have some requests from our colleagues and our viewers in LinkedIn to make some things in English, just to make them easier to understand what is going on in Kazakhstan and other countries which we are observing. And we'll try to do that. We'll see if we manage. It's up to you to decide is it useful or not. If it's going to be in demand, so we'll continue with that. If not, so we'll stop it. Let's do it, and we'll see how it goes. Kazakhstan. Why Kazakhstan? We're focused on Kazakhstan for 1.5 year already, because it's very interesting and promising country in terms of development and applying new ideas, and it's very raw material so far, because they have started reforms back in beginning of 2000s, but they didn't manage to create a solid competitive market so far. So they are open book, which we can just put our efforts and to make something to help them to choose the right path in this difficult way to build up a resilient competitive market. Right now, they have on agenda a very hot topic, which is constructions of first nuclear power plant. This is discussion. This discussion is taking place for about 2-3 months already. I mean, in the advanced stage, it was public discussion in many towns and cities, and just recently, for the president of Kazakhstan has announced that it will be referendum on October 6th, so in a month period of time, where people of Kazakhstan have to decide to build this station or not to build. Why this question was raised at this time? Because from it's few factors. First of all, Kazakhstan has a deficit in electricity production for a few years already. It started back in 2021, I think, when miners from China moved to Kazakhstan and started consuming a lot of electricity. And Russia, which is balancing with Kazakhstan on the north zone, it's somewhere here, it's on the north zone, and they have noticed that a lot of electricity is stocked up and never returns back to Russia, because it was some transition between Russian, European, and Ural price zone to Siberia through Kazakhstan. It was that's historically and the lines were built and at the time of the Soviet Union, and so Russia noticed that electricity goes to Kazakhstan and never returns, and so this deficit was shown, discovered, and right now Russia has a special agreement and it exports electricity and close this gap between production and demand. But Kazakhstan wants to be independent on this, and that's why they need their own production facilities, and that's why it's one reason that's why they think about a new nuclear power plant. But of course, this is not if just to close the gap between demand and production. It's not a very good solution to choose a nuclear power plant, because it's a very long time to construct in the first place. it's better to have some other alternative like a gas station or something else. But the problem with Kazakhstan that there is no gas here in this northern part of Kazakhstan. There is some gas in the southern part of Kazakhstan, southern zone, and there is gas in western zone, but western zone is not directly connected to by power lines to the western, to the north and south zone. That's a problem because again it's just a heritage of the Soviet Union. It was the Kazakhstan was never considered as a some kind of independent power system. Part of that northern part was, and the western part was part of the Russian power system, and the southern part was part of Central Asian power system with were connected with Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan. Right now, of course, for years of independence, country has built up like 3 power lines from north to south, but it's not, again, it's not sufficient because most of the load is here on the spread in the south energy zone, and most production is north energy zone. That's the problem is also that most of the generation is coal-fired. It's about 70%, and Kazakhstan at the same time is committed to to low carbon agenda, and adopted a strategy to become carbon neutral by 2060. So this coal-fired generation must be replaced with something, and in this sense, nuclear power plant is quite a good solution. But of course, all of us, we understand that it's very expensive, projects, all of them, because also they besides this nuclear power plant, they think about like 3 stations right now for, again, it's coal-fired. For the northern part, it's combined heat and power stations in 3 regions, which are going to be built by Russia, and also they are going to build a new CCGT, so it's a combined cycle gas turbines in the west and the north and in the south. And all that requires a lot of money, and requires optimized solutions. And what Kazakhstan faces, the main problem in this sense, is that there is absence of competitive market. That is why our efforts are concentrated on advising our colleagues to speed up the solution, the decision to create a competitive market as soon as possible, in parallel with all these other very ambitious issues and ambitious questions which face Kazakhstan as a country, because without market, I don't think they will cope with all these problems, especially in the situation in general. Macroeconomic situation is quite hard. Leading economists say about that. The country dependent on gas and oil prices. So there is not so much machinery production or some complex industries. They need reforms, but at the same time, for this time, which we are watching Kazakhstan as a promising country, we see that reforms are stagnating and they're staggering. Government, say a lot of words, but not so many deeds. That's what is going on. We will be watching close this situation, and time to time we will try to inform you. Normally we inform you in Russian, and we just pick up some themes and discussions with our colleagues. But time to time we will try, if it will be if it's in demand, we will try to do it in English. Thank you for your attention. Don't judge us strictly. Once again, we will see how it goes. Thank you.